Hello everyone. So this is going to be the part 3 and also like my regular time of coding will be this only. Uh, so it is 10:30 p.m. This is going to be the plan. And I could not cover 12 hours. I think it will be 2 hours now. It will be more or less like three and a half, five, like close to 8 hours. But 8 hours is also good enough, I feel, for a start. If you guys, anyone is new to the channel, feel free to take a look at this. So I'll be doing a designer rate limiter, but mostly it will be LLD. I'll not talk much. I'll probably think and also chat with cursor and also chat GPT on the side. So I'll be using both of these. And then in the end, I'll become making some design, right? So that's the aim. Whoever is new to the stream, you guys can see this thing. Uh, this is about me. Feel free to take a reference from that. Who am I? And then ask me sections. So this is part 3, and then I have some note point also. So I'll be answering questions meanwhile and I'll be answering questions as well. So while I'm solving this LLD problem. Mhm. Hey, hi everyone. Hello, hello. Whoever is saying hey in the chat. Hey, hey, hey. Anyone new to the stream, don't forget to hit the like button. Uh, cool. Let's get started. Uh, Design API rate limiter, right? So generally, it could go both ways, right? LLD interview. You could be asked. Uh, you could be asked class diagram as well. There could be a code part also. The first thing that is there is clarify requirements that you need to build, and then as of now, I have no idea. As of now, I have no idea how this design is going to look like. So this is just me trying to do something like it's more of a learning thing, and then chit chat with everyone, right? Just cool, and then I'll be looking at the chat on the side. Bea, how can I send? You can send it on LinkedIn. So in this stream's description, you'll have a bento link. In that bento, you will see all my links on LinkedIn, but you can ping me on LinkedIn. Shanmukh, hi, present. I am working on legacy system. Want to change? Yes, bro, it is possible. Go to my channel and then watch uh, YouTube videos on 3000 coding problem and how I made switch such that I got 10 offers. Kunal Bhattacharya, you should start with Alex Hughes' book. So start with that. That is good. I have answered close to 4 to 5 questions, but still, hmm, no likes on the stream. Anyone who is new, feel free to like the stream. It helps in growing the channel. Thank you. So, what a design rate limiter. Cool. This is good. Now, first of all, we'll create an intro section, like what it is, right? What is a designer rate limiter? What it does, right? It allows maximum request per user or IP window within a time frame, right? In a particular time frame, it could be 1 minute. It could be that could also change, like right. So, for example, your 1 minute could also change. It could be a sliding 1 minute, different mechanism, right? So allows maximum number of requests. It will allow a certain number of maximum number of requests in a given time frame. Now it also needs some metrics, right? So in these three things, right, it will allow maximum number of requests within a time window and based on something, right? So that makes sense. So algorithm that I can remember are token bucket. So it is very simple that you have some tokens and you will be allowing traffic on that. So token bucket and then leaky bucket is like it is leaking from one side, and then fixed window and sliding window. If the autosave is not on here, but yeah, that's okay. Autosave is not on. That is minimal about sliding window. Mhm. Shanu Mukhtar Kalepali, thanks man, new subscriber. Hello. If you are new, bro, I will suggest you that you watch my other videos, right? Those are helpful. This live stream I generally do so that I can answer some questions in in short, right? Not in that detail. And then I can do something productive as well along with that. So I generally do DSA problems, but now the focus will be switching to LLD problems. By no means this is not going to be a teaching session. What I'm going to do is once I will get a proper solution, working solution, then I'll create some separate videos. Just like there are videos on the channel regarding rate the channel regarding I think snake and ladder and parking lot. These two videos are already there. But I feel LLD is like you can do lot of LLD, then so you can kind of take LLD is like never done too much, right? You can do, we designed hundreds of systems and still you will feel that you don't know much. So LLD, so now rate limiter, right? One hour is going to be what rate limiter. So basically the aim of this system is that you will either allow the request or you will bypass the request. Right? So for example, let's say this is our rate limiter. Right? Generally, it is a functionality of API gateway. So API gateway, right? And then we have a user here, client. So we have a client here, and then you will pass to this, and then we have a server here, right? So based on some scenario, it will either allow it or it will bypass it, right? So probably good thing would be to decide, put this thing here, or let's say let's design this API gateway system. This is our API gateway, which has the functionality of rate limiter, right? And then it will either pass or it will drop. So you can just let's design this and then it will just drop allow. So very simple design. Yep, API drop, either you drop or you pass it. Right now this is something, this is the API gateway. Please don't try to understand from me blabbering, right? My aim is not to understand, but I'm just making my brain understand what I'm designing. We Shankar Bhai are taking long-term mentorship. You can reach out to me on top mid, bro. So all my links are there in this description. So you can reach out to me via that. No Hershey Fitness. It's not compulsory. When you're in college, it is not asked that much. But once you move out of college, then the chances are that getting asked increases. So cool. Okay, so we have understood the problem. Uh, Now we need to design it using OOPS, design patterns, and whatnot, right? So tools. So what tools that I need to be cautious of was like not tools, probably we'll call it a delivery, delivery workflow. So that would be first of all clarify requirements, identify. So you want to open one more screen. Yes, I think this screen should be visible. I just want to go to my one own video and then take a reference. Uh, okay, identify, gather requirements and clarify requirements, right? So clarify and gather requirements. That's the first thing. Identify entities, properties, and methods. So you'll have entities and then their properties and methods, right? And class diagram, implementation, class diagram or implementation, right? Class diagram or implementation, and then design patterns, multi-threading as required. These things are important. Now let's use this in rate limiter, right? So if we think of it, what do we have a rate limiter that has a basic functionality of rate limiter can be of different types. Those are some things that I can think of as of now. So are we limiting users? So first of all, what we need to clarify is, right, what is our key? What we are limiting based on, right? And how many, what is the allowed rate? How many requests? Uh, Multiple algorithms, right? Is it a distributed or is it a separate? So these kind of things. Now I'll make some assumptions, right? Per user limit based on user ID, right? 100 requests per minute. This is like max request is to time ratio, or it's not a partition key, or you can say limiting key, right? Identifier or key, right? So two important things. We will be limiting based on the user ID, right? And then we will have 100 requests per minute, right? So that's max. So it's three things we have got. And then for now, we'll just assume that this is a single node, node distributed for now, and then Redshift, right? Support for multiple algorithms. Like you will have a rate limiter. Let's call it Jagrat rate limiter, and then you can change its functionality based on whichever you want, right? We do you want token bucket. Token bucket is simple, like in how many tokens you have. After one minute, you will refresh those tokens. But the only drawback of that is that if let's say is 0 to 1, you had 5 requests, but all the requests came in the end, and then 1 to 2, you will again refresh, and then all the requests came in the end, right? So that is the disadvantage of token. And so now the design of this is step 2, identify classes, etc. Right? So first class we can straight away think of it as rate limiter, and that will be interfaces because we'll have different type of rate limiter, right? That's one way of doing it. So your rate limiter is an interface, and then you based on your strategy you can get different rate limiters based on some key. So your system, let's say this is a part of a bigger system, and in this system you will choose a rate limiter. Yes, yes. Slowly as I'm doing right, I'm getting confidence as well. and how it's coming into my mind. So I'll just take a pause and answer questions. Hi Nanda, welcome to the stream. You are new here. So I am in final year placement. I've started. I know Java and basic DSA. I'm struggling a lot. See, bro, I would say that don't think like by October you should be good in DSA. That's one thing. You should be able to participate in Lead Code contest. So what I would recommend you is just watch this video completely. This is better, I feel. So this video you should watch completely. Let me pause this and let me pause this as well. So this is one, this is two. These are like the most important videos on my most important videos. If anyone is new to the stream, don't forget to like the stream, guys. Cool. So, so we have understood that we'll have a rate limiter, and this will be an interface, or you can also call it abstract class, and then it will have a function allow request, right? This will be method of it, and it will allow the request. And then this rate limiter will also have some configuration, but I'm not sure as of now how it will look. And then there will be multiple classes that implements this rate limiter. So for now, I'll just say token bucket rate limiter. This is like a class that implements the above one. And then one more thing is like say fixed window rate limiter, right? And then, or let's call it interface rate limiter. We'll only call it rate limiter. So now we also need to track the request. So user request store, for some reason, rate limiter user bucket holds the token for the user. Uh, Tracks the request per user, and then you have rate limiting config. That's it is important. Or that could be basically within each rate limiter also. That also could be there. But these are the main important things, right? And then let's probably put rate limit config for now. But yeah, this is basic thing. So if we start with, I just have main.java here. Right, this is good. Now if I have public for this rate limiter, public interface rate limiter, boolean allow request. So it will only take in string user ID. For this user ID, we have got the request. Mm, Quick fix. Yeah, it is saying that you need to create its own file, but I don't want to do that. For now, I'll just create an interface here, right? I just want everything in one file. But this is the reason that is why I'm using this cursor here because I want that auto completion. Interface rate limiter, allow rate limiter. Right now, we need to implement this. And there is a rate limit config, like what is the limit and what is the window size, whether it is 1 minute and at what rate you are going to refill and all of these things. Make sense, make sense. Mhm. So Nanda, my advice to cramming, you don't have to cram, bro. What were you doing for the last 3 years? But so that video only has there is like I'm not sharing that video for my purpose. I just told you that video is everything that you have asked for. That's the only reason I have shared that video. Uh, with just one view, nothing is going to change on that video. So watch that video and then probably I'll say that you have still so much time left to grow. Even if you don't get placed in your expected company, keep giving interviews. That would be my advice to you. So still keep giving interviews. Don't just get stuck. Nihar, thank you, bro. Like I have enjoyed a lot of weekends and I'm still enjoying, bro. I'm solving this problem, like learning to solve it. So that is also enjoyment. Now I am hardly getting any questions, so it's not me just helping. I'm just doing revision also and then learning new things. So I have enjoyed a lot in my life, bro. I have had a lot of fun. So no need to feel sad for me. Okay, okay, where were we, right? So we need to pass configuration to the rate limiter. Either we could have that within, so see each rate limiter will have some config, right? Either we could pass that config to the rate limiter. I think it will be better to pass that config. So you have a rate limiter and then you have a class rate limit config and then you will have how many, what is the limit, max requests, right? And then so window size in seconds, I'll say, right? So like 60 seconds. I don't want to. How can I stop this? I want to stop this, bro. This auto completion, I want to stop because it is good, but I don't want to. I don't want this much also. It's like doing everything for me. But yeah, still it is good. What if that you open this in your interview? It's going to be crazy fun. It's going to be crazy. Dev Kunal, hey, hi, bro. What's up? I think it's not me, but people are enjoying their weekend, I feel. Because when I do live stream on weekdays, I get like there are 30, 40 people watching and then asking questions around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And then on Sunday, when they should be at least studying, that time there is less audience. So it's like maybe my audience is kind of enjoying. Yeah. So we need to have some configuration, right? So now I'll not be listening. So this is like LLD coding, right? Till 12 a.m. I need to at least do something. Yes, Dev Kunal, it is enough, but you should participate in lead code contest also. So we need to have this, right? Uh, and these are less. So this is so now this is the thing, right? For this is for time window is for everyone, right? Like refill. This is specific for, and then you can also have bucket capacity, and then bucket will have a refill rate. So generic config, and then this is fixed window config, and then this is token bucket config, right? This is good, bro. Now I think tab will not work. But yeah, I don't need tab that much, bro. So you will be taking mass request, and then you will be taking bucket size and refill rate and also time in Windows, right? So this is your rate limit configuration. And you see now tab is not working. This is good, bro. Public static. void main string args and then system dot out dot println rate limiter by elegant engineer. Hmm, it is saying that you to close this. This is cool. Oh no 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 no. This has to be same as its file. So this is your rate limiter config and why is this giving an error? I have not defined it public. Maybe this. Now as we have some sort of thing, so we can probably quick fix with AI. It will create, should create this I already know, bro. So let's keep it this way then. For now, and then save, and then just hit run. I have to run this file. Hmm? Hello, testing. Why is this whole thing not closing? So this class rate config, each rate limiter will need. Cool. Watch graph videos, bro. Watch graph videos. Hello, sir. Just wanted to say thank you so much for the initiative. Not sure what initiative, bro. Uh, I am 24, been a teacher for 4 years and for life been in front end, now learning. Okay, welcome to the team, bro. Lal Pathak. Dave, thanks for the advice, but I have one question. Doing more than lead code contest after. Bro, if you're able to solve 4 questions in lead code contest, then you're already good, bro. If you want to solve questions in big paragraph, you can do hacker rank. In short, you should be able to recognize problems, bro. Kaushik Samandar, hey guys, trying to make rate limiter, bro. Loyal lunch, bro. I am totally confused. You're thinking too much, bro. Loyal lunch, that's why you're confused. You have not even started the college loyals. You are already confused. You were 12th pass out, right? You were the one asking whether should you go to MIT or not. You have like lot of life left to be confused. Relax, bro, relax. Home here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Anyone new to the stream, don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Helps. That helps in growing the channel. By like button, I mean this like button. This like button. Don't forget to hit that. Cool. So enough, right? So you have rate limiter and rate limiting config, which will be needed by all. So probably you can skip this also. I'll try to see if it is skippable. And then let's implement instead of token bucket right first. So we'll have class mm, token bucket rate limiter. So I have a class token bucket rate limiter and it will implement rate limiter. So now we are using the concept of inheritance, or it is more like that you have instead of using childs, we are just using it's not a class extends property, but yeah. So see now one thing is there that instead of having rate limiter config here, so you also need a token bucket currently of this, right? In a token bucket parameter. So what you can say is int current. So this will be private current tokens, right? And then okay, private int current tokens, and then private int. I'm just keeping everything in lint. Last refill time when it was last refilled, and then you will also have rate limiter configuration. Now that's what I was saying. Either you can have that here, or you can just uh, just create classes here. Like instead of doing this, I could just have a bucket size and a refill rate there only, right? And then max requests also. Probably generic things we can keep. Yeah, that would be a better solution basically. Keeping generic things. So now I'll say that public, when you want to create this, you will have to get in like what is the configuration, and then you will say that this dot config is equal to config. So that part is understandable, right? And then also this dot current tokens will be whatever tokens limit that you have, right? Config dot uh, max bucket size, right? Those are the tokens that you have left, and this dot last refill will be this system time, right? System dot current time will. Yeah, I think that's why it is there, and so let's just make it long. So in milliseconds. Can you get current time in seconds? Current time. Okay, millis. Let's just use millis only. So we'll make this also long, long, and long. Makes sense. So you have your config and then you have token emitter, right? Now it must implements that, right? So basically we'll override public synchronize such that only one can come in here. This is like a this is like a very basic way of having multi-threading. So if you have one class of this token emitter and multiple are trying to access, right, the same object, at one time only one will be allowed. So now here we said that it will be done on based on the user ID, right? Now this token particular emitter needs to know how many tokens, what is the scenario for this user ID basically, right? So for that you need something. So how will you do that? So you can create a bucket for each user. That is one way of doing. Does that make sense? Let me look at the chart. Loyal lunch bro, solve my doubt clearly. So this way of you asking question, is it like very weird? I could just ignore your question bro, if you will ask in this manner. I'm probably 10 years senior to you. I don't know, bro. I'm not in college. This is a very specific college question. My channel, my knowledge is generally restricted to DSA design and then interviews. So that is something that you should check with your college where you're applying. Ask the what you call dean or of that. Yeah, I have also have 20 ideas, bro. So having an idea for startup is not the only thing. Implementing that idea is the hardest thing. You need to put a lot of efforts in implementing that. And also in startups, you don't generally do coding first. If you have a solid idea, you can just pitch that to uh, your audience or whatever, right? So building it from your own bootstrapping is generally not that good of an idea if you want to take it to huge scale. That's what at least I think. Cool, that's okay. So where we were, right? So now, yeah, I think it makes sense. So for each user ID, this token vertical limiter needs to maintain the for each user ID, we need to maintain the current tokens, etc. Right? So it makes sense to probably keep this thing out. So what I will now say is, uh, can I do that? How would I do that? Let's see what this thing did. Yeah, user bucket. So they created a user bucket and then they are creating a hash map of user bucket. So if this user first request is coming, then you put it in like user level bucket. Yes, user token bucket. That's a better name. So class user token bucket, and then you will have how many tokens that user has, right? Do you need max tokens there? No, you don't need. And what was the last refill that only you need? So private last refill time, right? So public user token bucket uh, and tokens and long. last refill time. This dot tokens is equal to tokens. This dot last refill time is equal to last refill time. Yeah, this is good one, guys. So that's how you generally learn. See, for each, so it will not be beneficial to have this as this level. So for each user, we need to have this. So this is a good one. So then I need a mapping basically. So I'll be using map and it will be of string and then user token bucket, and then I can say that what is will be the good name. They're calling user buckets. That's okayish name. So user buckets is equal to new concurrent hash map. Now concurrent is because you can only if one thread is already fetching this cannot be resolved to a type. So you need to map inside. Hmm, quick fix should help. No? Quick fix should help this quick fix roadmap. So now these two are not required, right? And then you can just initialize user buckets. So this I'll keep it empty. That is wrong there. You should not initialize this once you're saying uh, this dot user buckets is equal to new concurrent hash map. This is how it should be done. Is it done like this, sir? No, that is wrong here. Should not be done like that. See, that's the thing with AI. This could turn up in a bug. Probably, yes. Not really sure, but yeah, there are chances. So now allow request, right? Must return whether we are allowing the request or whether we are not allowing the request. So I don't want to implement this thing there. I want to implement it here, probably. So let's look at it how you would implement that. So first of all, we'll just fetch what is the current time, right? And then you need to also see whether you have actually what is the user bucket ID, right? Uh, so if there is no bucket ID, then you will just add a new bucket ID at this time, right? So user buckets dot put if absent user ID is equal to new user token bucket. What are max tokens that are config dot uh, bucket size, and then not current time. You'll pass yeah current time only, right? Because you are creating it. So probably say that system dot current millisecond. So now you have created that bucket, right? So in smaller this we don't need at all. Now now we need to check. So first we'll also need to check whether we need to refill that bucket. The logic of refill also will be there. So when do we refill, right? So when what is the refill rate? Let's understand refill. So now minus and also config.get refill rate, right? So this is not a static refill rate. We fetch that bucket also. The user bucket is equal to user bucket dot get your ID. So user bucket dot now it needs to have that functions. So public get class data, then cannot be resolved to a variable user bucket short. Okay, okay. User token bucket get right, and then you need to divide this by 100, right? And then because those are seconds, and then multiply it by what is the refill rate, right? Config dot get refill rate. Hmm, makes sense. So now then you need to decide the new. So this also should not be there. User token bucket dot set tokens is equal to math dot min of either whatever tokens you had in that for the max token, right? Config dot bucket size comma tokens dot plus user bucket dot get tokens. So this should be the aim. I just need to do some variables. User token user bucket get tokens is not there. Make tokens public get tokens is dot to tokens. If someone is wondering what this is example of encapsulation. So this has to be void basically because we are keeping this private so that it can't be changed. We'll be leveraging those functions only. So set tokens and it will pass subst an integer. So now that means that we have refilled it and then last refill happened. Current time only we can use. Pratham Chaudhary, how many openings did you apply to? Now I can check if get this user bucket dot get tokens is greater than one. Bucket dot set token is equal to this get token get version we can reduce. Then return. That's like token bucket limiter implemented. Mhm. Now let's do a demo of this, right? So we need to create, let's say 10 requests and long window. Time window milliseconds will be 10, set as a 10 seconds. But for is not testing. Hello. In this is that different. Now that is the only file that is running. Loyal lunch. Don't worry, bro. I genuinely didn't know answer to your question. So like, that's a very college specific thing. Pratham Chaudhary, how many companies did you apply to? Like, why did you not? Just went to third year. I'm enrolled in 5 year course of mechanical. Bro, this is something that you should be doing. You should be learn. So you already know a language, and then you should choose a coding platform. I'm answering your question, KKB, and then everything is answered in this video. Let me open this. So just take a screenshot of this and then learn these things. That should be your aim. KKB. I have not done Kunal Kushwa, bro, but I feel like any you can do DSA from any of the engineers, it should be good enough. Why this is not? I'm not able. Bro, Utkal Singh, you should increase your CGPA, bro. You have probably they'll not allow you to sit in interviews. Why permission denied? Oh, oh, oh. Oh, nice. It created all the classes separately. Awesome. But why it didn't run? Now, if I run, source code is decompiled from a class using fun flow. Hmm. Okay, so you will compile and then you will run. Is it like this? Rate limiter. Hmm. Saurabh Kapade, no, bro, not at all. Hmm. So this was the error, guys. That's why I was not able to run. Damn it. Crazy. Could you suggest any important topics? Srimant Reddy, I gave the top very back, bro, but SQL and all of these things should be important. I gave interviews way back, guys. I would say that's just search on YouTube and whatever you get, you should learn that. So I'll try to run this and then save this properly. But yeah, this is I think good enough for today. If anyone has any last minute questions, so I'll be taking those. Feel free to ask any last minute questions if you have. Everyone ready? Thanks. Yes, welcome, bro. Okay, cool, guys. No questions. Bye, everyone.